Welcome to Zelus, the leading solution for accurately measuring wet bulb globe temperature and assessing lightning risks to ensure optimal outdoor safety. In this video, you'll be guided through the key functions of the Zelus app, which integrates seamlessly into the Zelus environmental system. Let's start with the home screen, where you'll find a trove of information. At the top, your current location is displayed. You can easily change this by clicking on the location name. A list of your saved locations will appear, allowing you to select one. You also have the option to search for and enter a new location. Clicking on the target icon to the left of the location will recenter you back to your phone's last known GPS location. To the left of the wet bulb globe temperature is a refresh button. Tap this icon anytime you want to refresh the weather data at your chosen location. To the right of the wet bulb globe temperature, you'll see an information button. Clicking this allows you to see all the specific recommendations for your selected organization. I'll go over how to choose an organization later on in this video. In this example, the organization represented is the Missouri State High School Athletic Association, or MSHSAA. The wet bulb globe temperature reads 89.6, which puts us in an activity zone 2. According to MISHA rules, Zone 2 means that football athletes should have a maximum outdoor practice of 2 hours and are restricted to wearing helmets, shoulder pads, and shorts. Now, let's focus on the wet bulb globe temperature itself. This is the largest number on the screen and represents the wet bulb globe temperature at your selected location. We can see here that the wet bulb globe temperature is 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit. As a reminder, you can always refresh for the most current data using the refresh button. Below the number, you'll see a colored coded gauge that indicates your activity zone. The dial will move along the gauge based on the current wet bulb globe temperature. The green color represents activity zone 0, the least restrictive zone, while the red color at the opposite end of the gauge represents activity zone 4, the most restrictive zone. You can easily track and store your data for risk management purposes by pressing the Save Result button below the color gauge. In the Select Your Action tab, select your activity zone, which in this case is Activity Zone 2. Hit Save Result again. Your data is now saved to a secure location in the cloud. It is accessible for future use in the same Managements tab, which I'll point out a little later in this video. On the home screen, you'll also see real-time measurements for wind, temperature, and humidity at your location. If you need more in-depth weather information, just click on the arrow to the right. A screen will pop up with more weather data that you can scroll through. Hit Dismiss to close this view. You'll notice a calendar icon in the right corner of the weather section. Once pressed, it will take you to the wet bulb globe temperature forecast page for your location. It shows the predicted wet bulb globe temperature by the hour for the next 24 hours, as well as the predicted high wet bulb globe temperature for the next several days. Click the back arrow or the home button to return to the home screen. At the bottom of nearly every screen, you'll notice a menu with quick access to some of Zelus's most useful features. The first is AQI, or Air Quality Index. Tap this icon to see the AirNow EPA Air Quality Index readings at your current location, as well as all your saved locations. Next to the AQI icon is the Lightning feature. Clicking on this will take you to the Lightning Alerts homepage. Here, you'll see a list of all your saved locations. If those locations are toggled to the On setting, you'll see current lightning data for that location, such as the time since the last lightning strike and the distance it was from that location. If the location is outlined in red, that location has had lightning strike activity within the time parameters you've selected. Note that when your locations are on, you will be notified of lightning strikes in these areas via a push notification. For each saved location, you can choose up to 3 different radiuses in which to be alerted of lightning strikes. To do this, click on the location you would like to edit. A map of the location will pop up. You will also see a green Edit Zones button near the bottom of the screen. Click this button and you'll be able to enter up to 3 concentric zones by distance, with your location at the center. If lightning activity occurs within any of these zones, you'll be notified via push notification. Swipe down to get back to the map screen. If you do not want lightning alerts at a particular location, just toggle it off. You can easily tell when a location is off because of its gray outline color. You will not be alerted to any lightning strike activity at the locations toggled to off. Other important features on the lightning alerts page include the arrange icon in the top left corner. Clicking on this will allow you to rearrange your list of saved locations according to your preferred order. At the top right of the lightning alerts homepage is the notification settings icon. Here you can adjust how often you receive lightning strike notifications. During heavy thunderstorms, there can be hundreds of lightning strikes every few minutes. To keep from getting notified for every single one of these strikes, you can set up a time period where, once it's alerted you to the first strike, it won't alert you again until that time period is passed. For example, if your notification frequency is set to 30, that means that after you've been alerted to a lightning strike at one of your locations, you will not be alerted again until 30 minutes have passed. If there is still lightning activity after 30 minutes, you'll be alerted again and the clock will reset for another 30 minutes. You can change this according to your personal preference. It's important to know that the notification frequency is always calculated in minutes. The inactivity alert notification, also calculated in minutes, is a little different. This will alert you as a follow-up when there has been no lightning activity for the predetermined time frame. It's basically a countdown timer from the time of the last lightning strike, helping you track when conditions have cleared. If your inactivity alert notification is set to 30, that means that you'll be alerted after 30 minutes that there has been no further lightning activity in that time. Remember that if there has been lightning activity during that time, the location will be highlighted in red. In this example, let's change the inactivity alert notification to 25 minutes and refresh. You can refresh by swiping down on the screen. Since it has been 33 minutes since the last lightning strike, our location is now highlighted in green. Let's now go back and change our inactivity alert notification. This time let's set it to 45 minutes. After we refresh, we can see our location has turned back to red. Lightning activity has occurred within the 45-minute time frame. To learn more about what's happening at each location, click a location and a detailed map of the lightning activity will appear. Lightning strikes are represented by pins on the map. You can zoom in on these pins and note where they occurred and at what time. At the top right of the map screen is a layer icon. Pushing this will give the option to add a current radar layer and or a storm layer to the map. Simply check the boxes for what you'd like to add. The radar layer shows the presence of storms and the intensity. The storm layer shows storm cells as well as the direction the storm is heading. Click on the home icon at the bottom of the screen and it will take you back to the home page. To the right of the lightning icon is the alerts icon. This button will take you to the alerts main screen. Here you can set up an alert on your phone to be notified when the wet bulb globe temperature exceeds a certain threshold. You can configure your threshold in the Threshold WBGT tab. In this example, we'll enter our threshold at 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, click on the Location tab. A pop-up window will appear on your current and saved locations. Select your preference. Now you can set the practice length or duration of time you'd like the alert to run for. This is measured in 15-minute intervals. You can automatically record the data for these intervals by toggling the Record Data switched on. The switch becomes yellow when on. When you're satisfied with your settings, hit the Start Alert button. The Zelus system will now check the selected location every 15 minutes and alert you by push notification if the wet bulb globe temperature exceeds the threshold. If you ever need to stop an alert during the allotted time frame, it's very easy. Just click back to the alerts main screen and hit the Stop Alert button. Let's move on to the settings icon in the bottom right corner of the screen. Click on this to get to the settings homepage. Here you'll find some very beneficial information. If you ever need to change your name, password, or email, you can do that under the Edit Profile tab. If you need to change your organizational recommendations, you'll do that here as well. Click on the Organization tab and select your preferred organization for the drop-down menu. If you like, you can also switch your preferred unit of measurements from imperial to metric. Be sure to click Save Profile after making your changes. Going back to the Settings homepage, you'll see a Saved Measurements tab. This is a very important feature of the Zelus system as you'll find all of your saved data here. Clicking on the tab will take you to all your saved data according to location, date, and time. Clicking on any of these will take you to a more detailed page of that individual recording, including any activity modifications that were made. There's a clipboard icon next to the wet bulb globe temperature that, when pushed, will show you what activity zone this recording took place in. You also have the option to send this data in a PDF form to your chosen email address. Under the Save Measurements tab, simply click the box next to each recorded event that you would like to send. You can send up to 15 data points. Hit the Send Results button, and this information will automatically be sent to your email in a neat, organized PDF report. Another feature on the Settings page is the Code tab. If you're part of an organization that is providing an upgraded paid version of the Zelus system to you, they'll have an access code to share with you. This is where you'll enter the code. Once entered, hit Apply, and you'll be all set to get started with Zelus. If the paid version does not unlock for you in a few seconds, close out the program, then reopen the app to see if you now have access. If you still have issues, please email us at help@zelussports.com. You now have all the information you need to get started exploring the features of the Zelus app. If you find Zelus to be a valuable resource, we'd appreciate your feedback. Rate us via the Rate Us tab in the Settings menu. We look forward to hearing your comments on how Zelus works for you. If you have any issues or questions for the Zelus team, please email scott@zelussports.com so we can address any concerns. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay cool and stay safe.